Once upon a time, in a dense forest, there lived a cunning and hungry wolf. The prey in the forest was becoming scarcer day by day, and the wolf had to wander around to satisfy his hunger. One day he thought, "There's no prey left in this forest anymore. Why don't I head towards the village? Maybe I'll find something to eat there." The wolf headed towards the village. As soon as he arrived, he saw that the villagers were busy with their daily tasks. He thought, "If I quietly hunt an animal here, I'll get a full meal." But just then, some dogs in the village spotted him and started barking loudly. Hearing the dogs barking, the villagers grabbed sticks and clubs and ran towards the wolf. Terrified, the wolf started running here and there through the village streets. Finally, to save his life, he dashed into a washerman's house. As soon as the washerman saw him, he shouted, "Hey, a wolf! A wolf! Catch it!" Frightened, the wolf started running around, and suddenly his eyes fell on a large bucket filled with deep blue dye. Without thinking twice, he jumped into the bucket and got completely covered in blue dye. When he emerged from the bucket, every single hair on his body was dyed blue. The wolf was astonished to see this and began thinking, "Oh, I've turned completely blue. Now no one will be able to recognize me." Meanwhile, the washerman and the villagers reached him, but upon seeing the strange blue-colored animal, they were also frightened and said, "What is this? It looks like some kind of monster." Hearing this, the wolf was delighted and quickly ran away, heading back towards the forest. As soon as he reached the forest, all the animals were astonished to see him. They fearfully started saying to one another, "What kind of animal is this? We've never seen anything like it before." At that moment, the wolf, showing his cunning, spoke up, "Do not fear, I am a special creature sent from heaven. God has made me the king of this forest. From now on you will all serve me and I will protect you." All the animals were terrified by the wolf's blue color and his words, and they said, "Yes, Your Majesty, we will do whatever you say." At that moment, the lion, who had been the king of the jungle until now, stepped forward and said to the wolf, "I am the king of this jungle. Who are you to give us orders?" The wolf said sternly, "Lion, from now on I am the king of this jungle. Your time is over. If you don't obey my orders, you will be banished from this jungle." When the lion saw the fearful eyes of the other animals, he too was compelled to obey the blue wolf and slowly backed away. The wolf had now become the king of the jungle, and all the animals began serving him. The wolf began living a comfortable and contented life. He would sit comfortably and have the other animals fulfill his desires, doing no work at all. A few weeks passed in this way. One day the wolf was sitting comfortably when he suddenly heard the howls of other wolves coming from another part of the forest. They were howling together, "Come, friend, come, let's hunt in the jungle." The blue wolf, who had begun to see himself as the king, could no longer suppress his true nature. He too joined in their howling, "Hoo, hoo, hoo, come, friend, come." The other animals in the jungle, who had now heard the wolf's real voice, were suddenly startled. They realized that this was not a special creature but an ordinary wolf who had deceived them. All the animals, angry, shouted, "You fooled us! Now we will drive you out of this jungle." The lion, now very angry, roared, "You deceived us! You can no longer stay in this jungle." Terrified, the wolf fled from the jungle and never returned. Thus, the blue wolf, who had become king through trickery and deceit, ultimately fell victim to his own deception. This story teaches us that lies and deceit don't last long, and the truth always comes to light in the end. For more such thrilling and educational stories, subscribe to Store of Story now. And don't forget to like the story of the Blue Jackal.